Hi, I'm Bright Raven. Right now, in my car on my way to actually go see the Joker movie with a sibling of mine. But what I wanted to talk about was The Last of Us Part 2, which everyone and their moms was talking about. I came across, I saw the trailers. I enjoyed it, obviously. Last of Us Part 1 was one of the last games that really impacted me, as a gamer. Before that, it was like Metal Gear, mature games, that deal with real issues. So, naturally, I'm going to be very excited for The Last of Us Part 2. And sorry if you hear the noise of my fan or my car. I'll do my best not to crash. But anyways, yeah, I saw the trailers. I saw the first demo that came out. What was it at E3 or something like that? I don't remember when it came out. No, they weren't at E3. But one of the demos, I saw that. I was like, wow, this game is super polished. It looks super pretty. And then the last trailer that just came out, I promised myself I wouldn't watch anything else about the game. I just wouldn't. Because that's what I do when I trust the developers, and I'm like, okay, I already know what's gonna happen. I already know it's gonna be great. I don't need to watch any more things. So I promised myself I wouldn't hear about the new demo that came out that was behind closed doors. I wouldn't watch anything for that matter, any news, any speculations maybe. That one I'll let slide. But I couldn't resist watching Kind of Funny's Gamecast about the demo of The Last of Us Part 2. Obviously, Greg Miller is like a great narrator. He's a good storyteller. So the way he described it was really good, really well. And he was talking about many, many great points that a lot of people are also talking about. I mean, it's nothing new. But one of the main topics that came up was the character Dina, who happens to be a very important character in this new game. Who is she? I don't know. Dina came up, and apparently it's going to be a very. It makes it seem like it's going to be a focal point, or a turning point, a turning plot point, whatever the hell you want to call it. I don't know what the proper term is. But that's going to trigger Ellie on a killing spree, which is what has been hinted at ever since the release of the first trailer, the first reveal trailer, the demo. Now in terms of, I won't talk about why that's not even reasonable, because Dina's a new character, and like we would rather feel more sympathetic if Joel died and this, that, and the other. But setting that aside, he spoke about what they would do. Well, Greg, he spoke about what they actually did to Dina. Obviously, it seems like to kill her. But one of the things that Neil Druckmann has been talking about, he's been saying, is that this is going to be a much darker game, and then it's going to be based on the cycle of violence, and how the cycle of violence just leads us to nowhere as humanity, as human beings. So, since it's going to be a lot heavier, a lot darker, a lot more mature in that sense, he was speculating, what is it that they did to Dina right beforehand, because these are evil people. Speculation is that it's the Fireflies that caught Dina, killed her, or that new, WFD, whatever the hell it's called, that new faction that's going to be featured in the new game. So what is it that they did to her? So he speculated that they probably physically assaulted her, or they sexually assaulted her, which is, if we're talking about the real world in terms of The Last of Us being more grounded and a lot darker, that is a possibility. That would be horrible, obviously, but if done correctly, it would probably make sense. It's not about. I know we trust Naughty Dog is not going to glorify any of that stuff, as people are worried about. in today's world, glorifying violence and whatnot. But I think it could be that. I would say, though, that Ellie is the one that probably got sexually abused or physically abused during her capture, because we noticed that when he's trying to look for Dina, she gets caught, she gets put down, and then has to watch Dina get killed, according to the trailer. And then we see the bruises on her, and then right on the next shot, right before Tommy shows up and tries to console her. I would say that because, usually when there's sexual abuse involved and there's physical harm also involved, beating and whatnot. So I would say it was probably that, and that would be one of the reasons why she wants to kill. I would say those were fireflies, because in the first reveal trailer, it seems like she takes out an entire firefly outpost. We see the fireflies, their logo, it's actually sprayed on one of the stop signs or whatever it is, one of the signs, but it's sprayed there. So I would think it's the fireflies. That kind of goes into another wormhole where I would say it's the fireflies because she was able to, Joel escaped with Ellie, escaped the fireflies, because the fireflies were supposed to do surgery on her and try to create a cure from her, even though she wouldn't live. So it could be that they're upset, which is understandable. People can get a little crazy when it comes to natural disasters. They'll sacrifice people just for the greater good, and where's the moral line when it comes to that? I would say it's the fireflies. Now this leads more into my other point with Joel and Ellie. Apparently, it's been a 5-year gap or something like that between the first Last of Us and the second Last of Us, and it seems like things are not very well for Ellie and Joel. Maybe it has to do with the secret. Well, not the secret. It's the lie that Joel told her. And then I would understand if there's conflict between both of them. It makes total sense. The whole, you lied to me kind of thing. So there is conflict between them, apparently, according to what I'm hearing. According to the Kind of Funny podcast, when they were talking about. And it seems like Joel's out of the picture for now. I guess the tension has been building and building and building. I guess they kind of not go their separate ways, but they're giving each other space for what it looks like. And maybe he's doing all these other assignments, for the sanctuary I'll just call it the sanctuary that they're in right now, So he's probably doing his own thing and, being a badass, being the Joel that he is, even though we all know that at first glance he's like the good guy. But if you really look into that character, he's a flawed human being, very flawed human being. So he's probably doing all those other things, and there's that space. So we get at the end of the trailer, it's revealed that Joel, it looks like that Joel followed Ellie. Another thing that I found very interesting about the trailer, and especially when Joel was revealed, his expression when we see him. Dude, that guy, he looks tired. He just looks tired. And even though he did look tired in the first Last of Us, having so many years to survive, going through all that, all the scenarios that he probably went through that were never shown but were mentioned. But on top of that, him looking tired, he looks sad. There's something about him that he looks very, very sad. Maybe it has to do with her being on a killing spree, because I guess he sees her as her daughter. Or it could be about the tension, about the lie so they probably never spoke about. What is it that gets her over the edge? I wouldn't know yet. I would want to say that it's Joel that gets killed. Now, this would probably be really cliche, maybe the town gets taken out or something, but it has to be something else. Me personally, I wouldn't mind if it was Dina, I guess, but I'm always like that. I've always liked main characters, good main characters, very well written. They have a moral ground, kind of, a little bit, and I like them getting killed off because I feel like there's more weight to that. it makes a lot more sense. So I would want to say that it's Joel that ends up getting killed or something. There's so many possibilities right now when it comes to the game. We haven't really gotten any other details in terms of, well, people in the public haven't gotten many details. Well, in general, because from what I hear, the demo is actually only, it was only like, 4 hours in or something like that? And that was only 2 levels. I'm hearing from the directors or from Neil, is that this is going to be the biggest game so far. For them, period, I think. Now, and that doesn't mean it's going to be an open world game like it was for Uncharted. But I'm hearing there's huge spaces, the way the game works, the mechanics, a lot of the mechanics that Ellie's doing, which is what I love. And one of the things that I really like is that in the first game, Joel is a tank. You beat up enemies, you get in there. You get rough and heavy. But with Ellie, she's different. She's more light. She's a lot more. She's a lighter character. She even has a jump button, and she has a dodge button at this point. So anything could really happen at this point. Who knows? We still have to consider the reveal trailer. The very, very first one that we found out, like, that The Last of Us Part 2 was going to be a thing. Or was it the second one? I think it was the second one. The one with that girl, the really buff girl, the really fit one. Who the hell is that? We don't know. I wanted to say that it was Ellie in the future, but she doesn't have the tattoo. Or it can be a Marvel scenario where they just edit the tattoo out. And it could be her. People are saying it's her mom, which would be kind of cool. I don't want to go into the past. I really don't. I just want to keep moving things forward, because I feel like the zombie genre in general, like the infected genre, it never really goes further than the apocalypse or the post-apocalyptic scenario. What comes after the post-apocalypse? I want to see more. I want to see more. What's in the future? What's ahead? Do things get worse? Do things get better? Show me something from that. Just give me something different. That's why I don't really. I'm hoping it's not a flashback or something along those lines. If it is, whatever. Just make the characters interesting. This looks like it's going to be a very interesting character. Who knows? Well, those are my thoughts about the podcast. The Kind of Funny podcast. It was very interesting. I promised myself I wouldn't watch anything else. I already know this game's going to be great. I don't need any more certification or validation that it's going to be great. I know it's going to be good. They're working hard. At least we got a release date at this point, so that means I can go to GameStop and reserve my copy. I do want the Ellie edition, which has the backpack, but I think it's $250 in it, somewhere around there. I'm dirt poor right now. I'm a broke ass musician. I'm trying to look for a job right now. Who knows where this is going to go? All right. So I won't see any more demos. I won't see any more news. I already know. It is what it is. Last of Us Part 2. February something 2020. I just know it's February. February 19th? Who knows? It's coming. It's a coming. All right. Stay awesome, guys.